tomorrow night, your old team Munster take on South Africa A team. What an occasion that's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. I think Munster have been, they've had a tough start to the season, and they could do with a lift for themselves and kind of, maybe get a bit of a feel-good factor going with themselves. It's going to be a great occasion with the game being on in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. It's sold out. They are stretched kind of quite thinly again with their selections. It's good to see, Mike Haley's back, Simon Zebo. There's Kieran McDonald is starting. Gavin Coombs has come back from the Irish squad, which he'll not be pleased to not be considered for Fiji, but it's an opportunity for him. I think Anton Frisch in the centre. We've seen it one cameo off the bench against Cardiff in the first game. I think he's an exciting player. So it's going to be tough. South Africa have picked the South African A team have picked a very strong side. There's 14 full internationals in their 23. A lot of big names and a lot of powerful young players as well. But the whole occasion should be amazing, and I hope we see some of the kind of historical brilliant nights when Munster played international sides. They had a brilliant win against Australia. That night against New Zealand in 2008 was a special night. The opening of the stadium. They could have won that game. It would have been a phenomenal achievement for a second string Munster side at the time. And then the win, obviously, I think it was 2010 against Australia. They're special moments for the players as well. It's a very strong South African A side, so it's going to be a tough task for them. But let's hope there's a brilliant atmosphere. I'm sure there'll be great excitement there, and it's something to certainly look forward to. It's a unique occasion with it being on in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, first rugby game ever in the stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be a great spectacle. Matt Allen had 2 bites there, Munster beating Australia there. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, mate, you just got to wear it. Mate, we used to say Munster played a kicking game in those days. They kicked heads and balls, but they did. Mate, you used to get the Wallaby guys. You talk to them, they were shocked at what they used to get at Munster. You talk to these old guys, and especially when they know my connections with Ireland, they talk to you. The boys that went down there, even in the 90s, Munster beat. Oh, gee, it was when Greg Smith was coaching. It must have been 96. They went down there and they got the absolute daylight for them. I think Gullif was still playing, was leading the charge in those days.
Flaw was there as well.
Yeah. They were telling some stories, and there's 2 parts to this. It is a tremendous tradition at Munster, the way they rise against international teams. And the Wallabies started that, I think it was 66 or 67. 67 was the first time an Irish province beat an international side, and Munster beat the Wallabies down there. Ken Ging, the old manager from Leinster, played in that team and used to remind me every single day of my 5 years at Leinster that Munster beat Ireland in 1967, but beat the Wallabies in 1967. But this is a phenomenal tradition. I remember just after the tragedy of Axel dying and that great gesture of placing the number 8 jersey. And I remember sitting there, I was almost in tears watching it, and all of us who knew and loved Anthony just couldn't believe it. And this tradition continues. On paper, South Africa should win and win well. But that's never been the case. That's never been the case in these games. There's this beautiful tradition and a great inspiration to the red jersey. And maybe this is something that might spark the Munster season. That's still a quality. There's a lot of good, and I shouldn't say kids, good young men that I've really liked the look of in that Munster side. Here's your day in this historic venue that is an absolute legend in Munster, to play in this unique venue against a great side in your jersey that you wanted to play in since you were a little boy. I mean, all those things just add up. Sport's not just tactics and technical, it's spirit and emotion as well. And that's going to be a really, really emotional night down there. I think it's fabulous opportunity for the Munster boys.